Hey guys, CalebBake01 coming your way with some new content today. I just want to start off this video by apologizing first of all. The past 2 weeks I've sort of dropped the ball on the amount of content coming out, which this is just YouTube at the end of the day, so it's not the be all and end all. But a little while back in one of my videos I said I want to try and do 2 videos a week for you guys. And I guess I sort of jinxed myself. You know, I can make excuses, there were things that came up, but I set myself a target and I haven't hit it. So at the moment, I'm sort of playing catch up. I've got some content together coming your way. So hopefully I can have that out over the next week or so, just so I can get back on the pace that I was going. And I thought no better way to try and get back on the same page and redeem myself by starting off a new series called Ranked. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you can tell just by the title what's going on. I'm going to get a film franchise or maybe a director's catalogue of films and rank them from my least favourite to my favourite. Yeah, pretty simple. I'm sure you guys are following along. You don't need me explaining it that much. So let's get into it. I got a new mic today. If the quality doesn't sound as good, I'll just not use it in my next one, and yeah, I'll learn from that. This is also my 3rd time trying to do this video. 2nd time today. I tried again the other day to do this too, but YouTube took it down. There was something wrong with it being uploaded, so this is a whole new time doing it. I'm going to try and do it in one take too, so let's see how I go. So to kick off episode 1 of my ranked series, I decided to go with a franchise with, if you're part of the horror community, I'm sure you've seen all of these films countless of times. I've seen many of these movies, probably too many times. It is one of my personal favourite franchises, being Friday the 13th. Even if you're not part of the horror community, everyone knows Friday the 13th. Maybe you don't know some of the later films, but the earlier ones you should know. I wanted to go with a franchise to kick off this series that everyone should at least know a couple of the movies. I thought that's the best way to start it. And with a franchise as big as Friday the 13th, there are some duds in there, so let's get underway and get through the duds first. I don't want to talk about them for that long, and I don't want this video to go too long, so let's get underway. Coming in at number 12, maybe not a surprise for a lot of people, but Jason X, which is also Friday the 13th Part 10. Now, I don't like movies set in space, and I don't like movies set in the future. This is both of them. And the movie's kind of fucking stupid, if I'm being honest. You know, with a gimmick like Jason being in outer space, this movie should be a lot more fun than what it is. There are some good kills in this movie, but not enough to redeem it. Yeah, this movie just for me is... I get that people do have a soft spot for this one just because it is one of those so bad it's good movies, but for me it's just bad and not that good at all. I don't find much redeeming about this one at all, so that's why it's my number 12, Jason X. Yeah. Alright. My number 11. As I said, I'm going through these first ones pretty quickly. I don't want to dwell on them. Jason Goes to Hell, which is Part 9. Once again, sort of stupid. I don't like how Jason is body swapping in this one. You know, you don't even see Jason killing in his normal form that often. He's possessing bodies and other people are doing the kills. It feels kind of stupid. Although, I know I'm probably... yeah, most definitely in the minority for this. I kind of like the part where Jason is a little hell slug spawn thing. I know it's stupid, and if I look at the franchise as a whole, I know how fucking dumb it is. But when I look at this movie as its own sort of thing, I like it when he's that little slug. I can't fucking help myself. But otherwise, the movie is pretty bad. Alright. So 12, 10. So this is my number 10 now. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Once again, like Jason X, this one is full of possibilities. Jason Takes Manhattan. He should be killing people left, right, and center in the big city, but it's not. You know, I'm pretty sure if you're if you're a horror fan and you know the backstory with this movie has a 96-minute runtime and about 15 minutes of it takes place in the city. The rest of it's on a boat. But even that said, with it on a boat, there should be some cool boat-themed kills, some cool shenanigans getting on in the boat, but there's not. This movie is pretty boring. It's obviously pretty weak because it's my number 10 out of 12. Yeah, this movie's just a bit disappointing. Has its moments. There's some parts where I laugh. But yeah, just at the end of the day, one of the weaker ones. Alright. My number 9. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of where I'm at for this. My number 9. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. This is where we start to get into the films where I can tolerate them a little bit more. This one definitely has its moments. I'm not a huge fan of the whole telekinetic power thing with the girl. I don't hate it, but, you know, once again, if you look at the franchise as a whole, I'm just like, it's sort of a low point. One part that I always think of in this movie is when Jason gets his mask taken off, which it's not new. We've seen it plenty of times now, and even in previous movies to this one, where Jason gets his mask taken off, but I kind of like his design. You know, it's really grotesque and up close, and I like that. But otherwise, yeah, one of the more weaker ones, but as I said, this is now in the ranking where I can tolerate them a bit more, and they have a little bit more likability, but as I said, the whole telekinetic thing, it doesn't completely click with me. Don't hate it, but yeah. I can already tell this video might go for a while. We're at the 7-minute mark. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright, coming in at my number 8 is Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, The Return of Jason. I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't seen the franchise. I'm sure everyone has. This is the return of Jason being the killer. Yeah, once again, just has its moments. I like Tommy Doyle in this one. He's kind of cool. But yeah, it's where it is in my ranking. It's alright. You know, it's got its moments. Don't completely hate it, but not a highlight in the franchise. I'm going to try and get through that one quickly because this video is already running a long time. So that was my part. My number 8. My number 7, maybe a controversial one. A lot of people might be thinking it shouldn't be this high, but I have Freddy vs. Jason. Yes, this is part of the Friday the 13th franchise. It's also part of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. This movie, to me, feels like a Nightmare on Elm Street movie with Jason inserted in it. I kind of like that feeling. You know, it's a lot more of... I feel like it's a lot more Jason in this one than there is Freddy, but mix that with the Nightmare on Elm Street feel. This one's sort of enjoyable. I do revisit this one sometimes, and I have some fun with it. I wish Freddy was in it, as I said, a little bit more. Jason, his kill count's right up there. This movie could have been better, definitely. You know, I'm not going to blow wind up its ass. It's not the greatest movie. But, you know, from where I've got it in my ranking, I do enjoy this one a fair bit. I have some fun with it. So, Freddy vs. Jason. Alright, coming in at my number 6 is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Spoiler alert. I'm sure most people have seen the franchise by now, so I'm just going to put it out there. The one where Jason isn't the killer. Besides the first one, but anyway. The one where Jason is not the killer. I have fun with this one. I feel like it's the grittiest of, like, the earlier Friday the 13th movies. It's just got this, weird, dark, gritty feel to it. But I have fun with it. It's a nice change for the movie. For the franchise. And this one definitely has a lot of fun moments that I like to revisit. I have a good time with this one. So that's why it's my number 6. Alright, finally into my top 5 Friday the 13th films. Coming in at number 5, I sort of gave praise to this one in another video. The Friday the 13th remake. Yes, it's in my top 5. I know people are going to be like, what the fuck? But I actually really do like this movie. If you watch my top 10 horror remakes, I filmed that not too long ago actually. This was up there. I really do like this franchise, this movie. It adds this darkness to it. The first 25 minutes of this movie is fucking awesome. It slows down towards the middle, but once again, I have so much fun with it at the end. I feel like a lot of people give this movie a little bit too much hate. It's actually really solid. I revisit this one a lot. It's also got a lot of nostalgia for me. So yeah, my number 5 is Friday the 13th remake. I think if, you guys are sitting there going, what the fuck, it's made your top 5 for the franchise, maybe just give it a revisit. It's actually not that bad. It's pretty solid. Alright. Coming in at number 4, maybe this one's a little bit controversial too, that it's this low, but it's the OG Friday the 13th. Now, I remember the first few times I've seen this movie, obviously I loved it. I feel like most people really like this movie. But, the first few times I saw it, I was like, okay, it's a good run-of-the-mill, killer in a camp movie. You've got plenty of them. This one does it very well, but, it's your typical, there's nothing too crazy about it. But over the past few years and rewatching it, I realised how good of a movie this genuinely is. It is just so much fun, seeing it from the killer's perspective, the twist at the end. I think we all wish we could go back and rewatch that twist for the first time. But yeah, as I said, over the past few years, it's finally clicked in my head, and I've found an appreciation for how good this movie truly is. So, Friday the 13th, coming in at my number 4. I couldn't put it higher because the other 3 I like more, but yeah, really solid movie. That one hurt a bit because I feel like I underappreciated that movie for a long time. That's a really good one. Breaking into my top 3, going to start off with one that I feel like is a lot of people's favourite. Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. Well, the final chapter. A lot of people's favourite one. And once again, if I'm being completely honest, the first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck, is this people's favourite? And it didn't click in my head. Once again, just over time, the more I got older and the more, I rewatched it, this movie is fucking awesome. I don't know what I was thinking. I've loved it for a long time now. I don't know why I didn't... looking back, I actually don't understand why I didn't like it. The kills are so much fun. The characters as well, just all of them are so much fun. This movie is just so likable. It's got probably I'm not actually too sure. I'm just guessing that it's got the highest budget of the original 4. You can definitely tell it feels like the most cinematic out of the early ones. And just a great time. I can see why it's a lot of people's number 1, their favourite in the franchise, but there's just another 2 above it. But really solid Friday the 13th final chapter. Down to my last 2. Let's get underway. Coming in at number 2, Part 2, Friday the 13th. Part 2, I don't know. That was a weird intro for this one, but I really couldn't decide which out of these last 2 was going to be number 1 and number 2, but I put this one down as number 2. Just such a solid movie. I love this movie. The first movie where Jason is the killer. The characters are so much fun. It's so cool just seeing Jason for the first time in the franchise going around and slashing people up. The story is probably one of the better ones in the franchise, if just off the top of my head. Yeah, once, as I said, it was really hard to put this at number 2 because I love this one so much, but obviously there was one above it, but I can't sing praises enough about part 2 because I love it. Yeah, just a really solid movie. I'm sure everyone's seen it, but great stuff. And coming to my number 1, if you've been keeping track, it's obvious what it is. Friday the 13th, part 3. As I said, for so long I couldn't decide out of part 3 and part 2. Either way, I knew I was going to put, I had to put one above the other. So I went with part 3. I just feel like I have more fun with this one. I just know the scenes off the top of my head. I have so much fun with this one. It's my favorite third act out of the whole franchise. Favorite final battle or final showdown. This movie, just to me, it's just so much fun. I never have a bad time watching this movie. I'm smiling from start to end. Once the movie ends, I just want to restart it and watch it all over. This is just the pinnacle of the franchise for me. It's such a good movie, and just, as I said, like, my top 4 in the franchise are the first 4 movies, so watching them all in a row, just those 4 alone, it's fucking perfect cinema, or perfect horror cinema. I just fucking love it. So I'm gonna sing praises about this movie all day. I can't wait to do reviews on some of these movies, hopefully down the track. So my number 1 being Friday the 13th, part 3. So as I said, I tried to do this video all in one take. I got a little bit tongue-tied at parts, and some of the movies I didn't talk about that much because I don't like them that much and I didn't want to go too deep into it. And then some I sort of skimmed over just because the video was running long. But overall, I had a lot of fun ranking these. I'm just going to do a quick recap now. So coming in last, number 12, Jason X. Number 11, Jason Goes to Hell. Number 10, part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Coming in at number 9, The New Blood. Coming in at number 8, Jason Lives. Number 7, Freddy vs. Jason. Number 6, The New Beginning. Number 5, the remake. That's pretty controversial there, I guess. I don't know. And then my top 4, as I said, they're just fucking, all of them are great movies. Friday the 13th, the OG. Part 4, the final chapter. Part 2. And then my favourite in the whole franchise was part 3. As I said, just a fucking great movie. This was an interesting video. I'm enjoying starting off this ranking series. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. As I said, I'm sorry I got a bit tongue-tied at parts, and it's taking a mental toll on me. As I said, this is my 3rd time trying to do it. Also, let alone, as I said, I haven't had content coming your way, guys, pretty recently, so maybe I'm just getting a bit muddled because of the lack of content and I'm not in the flow of it, but I'm going to try and play catch up for you guys, as I said. Try and reach my targets, but hope you enjoyed that ranking. I'll probably get better at them as I go on, but thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll have another one for you again soon, but keep coming back to my channel, because as I said, I'm going to try and get back on the content. But thank you guys for watching. I'm appreciating everyone who's coming back, and everyone who's commenting, liking, subscribing, really loving it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.